Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, I'll follow up on that 595 that arrived. As you see, it was repainted, pre-war motor. Now, the coil for the E unit was completely open. Someone has had this apart. If you notice, it has spoked wheels on the front and Baldwin wheels on the back. The push rods are 180 degrees out of alignment, as you see. And I had to remove the rear contactor. You notice this one had been worn all the way through, and someone had really tweaked this, and it was actually lifting the wheels off the rail. So in any case, I did the bypass on it. It does run. It actually runs quite well, as you see. But there was no fixing the E unit. The main coil was open for the solenoid. So a quick bypass, it's up and running. I still have to pull it apart to correct the push rods. They're 180 degrees out of sync. But as you see, even with that one contactor, it's running well. So it was definitely worth the $10 just in parts. I needed the wheels. This has two spoked wheels on the front, Baldwin wheels on the back. The shell itself, someone really butchered this. I mean, they really did. They pulled the rear plate out, as you can see, and just butchered these tabs on both sides. And then went ahead and painted it anyway. I have no idea why they would do that. So, in any case, it's salvageable. Whether I'm going to salvage it or not, I have no idea. But get these tabs repaired, pull the stack off, pull the lens out, paint it black, and it will look just like it did when it came out of the factory, minus the handrails, of course. The motor itself is pre-war. So, spoked wheels on the front, Baldwin on the back, and majorly tweaked. I mean, somebody's torn this thing apart. Why they would do this, I have no idea at all. I mean, none. I have no idea why they would go to all the effort of pulling this thing apart and then putting two mismatched wheels on it. That just doesn't make any sense. And then mounting them 180 degrees out of sync, as you see. So one's going backwards while the other one's going forwards. Anyway, had to do a bypass on it. The coil was completely open. In fact, it just spins, as you see. So there's no wire, there was no wire attached to it at all. The coil is completely open. No fixing that. But the motor is up and running. So whether I'm actually going to pull it apart and use it for parts, I don't know. I really don't like pulling apart a running motor. But as you see, it actually runs quite well. So since I have to pull the wheels off to correct the push rods, I will very likely replace the contactor with a post-war contactor. I have one here. But even so, it's up and running. Headlight works, E-unit does not. E-unit was dead. No way to repair it except to replace the entire thing. But as you see, it's actually running really well. No problem with this at all. Runs forward only, but it's running. So I might use it as a project. Might pull the two spoked wheels off and replace them with Baldwin wheels. We'll see, but like I said, I had to do the bypass. The E unit was completely dead. There's no repairing it. Unless you want to start rewinding coils, and I'm not going to do that, obviously. But overall condition is better than fair. It runs well. There's no problem with it running. I just can't imagine why somebody would spend so much time to go to the effort to screw this motor up. You know, obviously they're the ones that broke the wire going to the coil, and the wire is gone. So there's no repairing that. So in any case, did a bypass on it, ran a new wire down to the brushes. That was broken. Two mismatched wheels on the rear. Missing the rear contactor now. But like I said, if I'm going to go to all the effort, you can see how tweaked that side plate is. It just makes you wonder why they would do that. You know, the entire side plate is bent. So maybe they pried the wheels off, bent the axle, and then had to replace them. No idea. No idea at all. So in any case, this was a junker. It was worth the $10 just in the parts. I can salvage the shell. Whether I will or not, I don't know. It's easy enough to do. Just straighten out those tabs, rebend them. Pull off the stack, pull out the lens, respray it black. It'll look just like it did when it came out of the factory. The motor, oh, it's up and running. There's no real major problem with it. The E-unit's been bypassed. It has mismatched wheels. Like I said, I could use the wheels. So I could pull these wheels off, put bald ones on the front. They would at least be matching that way. I have to pull the rear wheels off just to get them in sync. One's going forward while one's going backwards. I have no idea why anybody would go to the effort of doing all this and then just screw this motor up. But I see this all the time. In any case, $10 on eBay. As you see, it's far from perfect, but it's running. It needs to be lubed. I got to pull the wheels off. Haven't done anything to it except get it running. But at least it's running. That's something. So in any case, just want to do a quick follow-up on this 595. As I always stress, don't overlook the junk. Literally a few minutes work this motor was running. It's still far from perfect, but it's running. Spend a couple minutes on this shell, you can put it back together and have a running locomotive. Very likely I will get the shell repaired. Like I said, pull the stack off, pull the lens out. Very likely snip off that other marker and then respray it black. It has one handrail on it. It's missing the other one. Like I said, I just don't know why anybody would go to the effort it took to do all this and then screw it up so badly. But I encounter this all the time. You know, people will just butcher these motors. And this thing was never going to run again. I mean, never. E-unit was absolutely dead, as you saw for yourself. Light came on, and that was it. This motor was never going to run again. So, in any case, a quick bypass. One of the wheels, one of the rear wheels was spinning. So, and the main contactor. The rear one was worn all the way through because somebody had tweaked it so badly it was just sticking up. So, got to either replace the plate. I will very likely just put a post-war contactor on it. It'd be the easiest thing to do since I have to pull the wheels off anyway. So, in any case, I don't know if I'm going to use it for parts or go ahead and repair it and put it back in a repaired shell. We'll see. But it needs to be cleaned up, but it does run. It actually runs quite well. You know, this motor is pre-war, so this is 75 years old. And even with a single contactor on it, it's running actually really well. It needs to be lubricated. It needs to be tuned. It's really majorly tweaked still, but it is running. So in any case, just a quick follow-up on this. It's definitely worth the $10 just in the parts out of it. And like I said, I was completely out of parts. So what I'm going to do with it, I have no idea. I might salvage it. I might cannibalize it for parts. We'll see. But in the meantime, it's up and running, and actually running quite well, considering. And this motor was trash. This thing was never going to run again. No doubt about that. So a quick follow-up. Marx 595, $10 on eBay, pre-war motor that was majorly tweaked. So anyway, just want to do a quick follow-up video. It is up and running. Now it's just a matter of what am I going to do with it. We'll see. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.